plus alpha, that extra touch. And I think that's what you're really looking for. And
that is Lin Jarvis. He's the boss of the Yamaha on that as well.
And that was him talking to us last year on the MotoGP podcast, Last on the Brakes, about...
Right, pretty much sums up what this brand new show is all about, getting the inside line on what makes the people in MotoGP the best in the world at what they do. So we could
a whole load of people from the MotoGP community.
From MotoGP legends
to F1 superfans and winners.
To super... There should be a link to the playlist around about here or here, somewhere for you to go and click and listen.
Or just download it, of course, on your gear with the MotoGP riders. And that is rider support systems and their inner circles.
How important is that support on the right tracks?
These are the people who lift you up when you're down, who keep you on the right track, and of course, keep you true. They help you win races or championships.
So we started asking riders about this and just thinking about it in general because we know...
Yeah, exactly. So one good example would be Andrea Dovizioso. He talked to us about his big group of family and friends that he has back home.
Basically goes with him everywhere.
And just last week, Luca Marini told us that it's his girlfriend who's sometimes the one that tells him.
Actually watching the podcast.
Who pushed me more for be a better rider and faster is my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
I did the fourth.
Hey, and when we spoke to Chad Reed, he actually suggested the whole reason why Rossi created the Academy was almost as a tool.
Alone with a more lone wolf approach, like Maverick Vinales.
I'm that kind of person that is difficult to help.
But in 2021, as we'll talk about in the key takeaways at the end, Maverick's also now got his own little support system with a
fully functioning support system is how well your inner circle keeps you grounded. And we spoke to 2 riders specifically about this to see who the
to always keep the feet on the ground. That many people told me that, and the first of all is my family. You know, my dad teaches the most important advice that I had, because it's important to always be in your place and not with the feet flying.
Car trainer.
All right.
Very clear on this point, also with the other guy. But in general, it's something when also we are here in the paddock, because I like my crew also in the team when I was before, in the correct direction.
It's not all as simple as just reminding you to keep your manners, maybe not get too ahead of yourself. People we spoke to about that was Andrea Dovizioso, and he talked about how things can go pretty wrong when you get that wrong crack.
I don't like when I see the riders, and I don't think that work most of the time, when the riders is of the riders. Because when the riders want to take all the decision and want to manage all the people, it's impossible to...
Sounds in English, I think, the people you described are called yes men. Did you ever have that in your career?
It's normal, it's normal. Yeah. When you become a fun yes man, but doesn't work most of the time. So it's nice, and it's a difficult part for us to work.
Well, that was really interesting, and I'm not surprised in the slightest that that came from one of the most experienced guys on the grid.
Yeah, most definitely. Andrea Dovizioso does love a hashtag, don't we all?
Much like, well, the most experienced guy on the grid now. We spoke to Chad Reed last year, although it was via Skype, not actually to Chad Reed, and obviously the topic about Valentino Rossi came up. And Chad suggested, as we mentioned before, that his support system...
Coming back, I can probably tell you that he's probably using it more as a tool to him and bringing all these young... In a weird way, I probably see that he's using it as a tool for him than what he even thinks about giving it back. At this point, maybe he goes feel like doing it, but when you've got, 3, 4, 10 other kids there that are like just this work that was once upon a time work, now it just becomes a little bit more natural, a little bit more easy to do, a little more fun to do.
And Chad on the next generation, expanding his own inner circle, strengthening that support system to go faster than ever.
Yep, and with
takeaways.
Key takeaways. Little disclaimer, of course, we've not mentioned every single time you've not heard from yet that you really want to know what makes them tick and what it's like behind the scenes. Let us know in a comment below. You can have a say in, so please let us know.
So to sum up support systems, they're the network of people you keep around you to help you be the best version of you that you can build an entire legacy project such as the VR46 Riders Academy.
And I think we could certainly, both of us, agree with Andrea Dovizioso that it can be options.
And say no to yes men, that is the main
Say no to yes men, official advice.
And lastly,